In this podcast episode, Chris Williamson converses with evolutionary psychologist Macken Murphy about the complexities of female infidelity, the evolving hypotheses surrounding it, and the implications of their research findings. The discussion delves into the dual mating hypothesis, mate switching hypothesis, and the broader implications of infidelity in human relationships. Macken begins by outlining the historical context of evolutionary psychology's understanding of female infidelity. Traditionally, the dual mating hypothesis has been the dominant explanation, positing that women engage in infidelity to secure better genetic material from an affair partner while maintaining a stable relationship with a high-investment primary partner. This hypothesis suggests that women can optimize their reproductive success by pairing the good genes of one male with the parental investment of another. However, as research progressed, particularly in the late 2010s, the validity of the dual mating hypothesis came under scrutiny. Newer studies employing more rigorous methodologies began to challenge the original findings that supported the hypothesis, leading some researchers, including David Buss, to propose the mate switching hypothesis. This alternative theory suggests that women cheat primarily to find a better overall mate, rather than just to obtain superior genes. Macken explains that the initial support for the dual mating hypothesis was based on ovulatory shift experiments, which indicated that women were more likely to engage in infidelity during their fertile phase. However, as research methods improved, these effects diminished or disappeared, leading to a reevaluation of the hypothesis. Some researchers began to argue that the evidence for dual mating was not as robust as previously thought, suggesting that infidelity might be more about seeking a better overall partner rather than just better genes. In response to this debate, Macken and his team designed a study to directly compare the predictions of the dual mating hypothesis and the mate switching hypothesis. They aimed to gather data from individuals who had actually engaged in infidelity, rather than relying on self-reports from those who had not. This approach allowed them to analyze the characteristics of affair partners versus primary partners in a more nuanced way. The study involved a diverse sample of individuals who had cheated, asking them to rate their affair partners and primary partners on various attributes, including physical attractiveness and parental investment. The results revealed a significant pattern. Affair partners were rated as more physically attractive, while primary partners were rated as more parentally attractive. This finding strongly supported the dual mating hypothesis, suggesting that women prioritize genetic benefits in their affair partners while seeking parental investment from their primary partners. Interestingly, the study also found that men exhibited a similar pattern, challenging the conventional wisdom that men always cheat down. Instead, men also tended to prefer more attractive affair partners while valuing parental investment in their primary partners. This suggests that the motivations behind infidelity may be more universal across genders than previously thought. Macken emphasizes that the findings of their study do not imply that all women engage in dual mating or that infidelity is solely driven by genetic optimization. Instead, the research highlights the complexity of human mating strategies, indicating that women may cheat for various reasons, including revenge or dissatisfaction with their primary partners. This complexity suggests that infidelity cannot be reduced to a single explanation and that different motivations may coexist within individuals. The conversation shifts to the broader implications of these findings for understanding human relationships. Macken argues that infidelity is a behavior that has likely evolved over time, shaped by the pressures of reproductive success and the need for individuals to navigate complex social dynamics. He notes that while infidelity may be socially discouraged, its prevalence across cultures suggests that it is not merely a social construct, but rather a behavior with deep evolutionary roots. The discussion also touches on the topic of jealousy, particularly how it relates to infidelity. Macken explains that evolutionary psychology has identified distinct patterns of jealousy between men and women. Generally, men tend to be more concerned about sexual infidelity, fearing cuckoldry, while women are more focused on emotional infidelity, concerned about losing investment from their partners. This difference aligns with the dual mating hypothesis, as men are primarily worried about the potential loss of their genetic lineage, while women are more concerned about securing resources and support for their offspring. Macken highlights that these patterns of jealousy are not merely anecdotal but are supported by empirical research. The evolutionary basis for these feelings of jealousy can be traced back to the differing reproductive strategies of men and women, with men historically benefiting from seeking multiple partners to maximize their reproductive success, while women have been more selective due to the higher costs associated with pregnancy and child rearing. As the conversation progresses, Macken and Williamson discuss the impact of social media on modern relationships and infidelity. They explore how social media platforms can facilitate infidelity by providing opportunities for flirtation and connection with potential alternative mates. Macken notes that behaviors such as deleting dating apps, ignoring flirtatious messages, and publicly indicating relationship status can serve as signals of commitment in the digital age. However, these behaviors may not fully alleviate the insecurities associated with attachment anxiety, particularly for individuals who are prone to jealousy. The discussion also touches on the concept of monkey branching, where individuals maintain connections with potential alternative partners while still in a relationship. This behavior can complicate the dynamics of commitment and infidelity, as individuals may be emotionally invested in multiple partners simultaneously. Macken emphasizes that the definition of cheating can vary widely among individuals and cultures. While some may consider emotional affairs or flirtation as cheating, others may reserve the term for sexual infidelity. This variability complicates the understanding of infidelity and highlights the need for open communication between partners about their expectations and boundaries. The conversation concludes with Macken reflecting on the implications of their research for understanding human mating strategies and the nature of infidelity. He reiterates that while infidelity may be a common behavior, it is not universally experienced or understood in the same way. The motivations behind infidelity are complex and multifaceted, shaped by individual experiences, cultural norms, and evolutionary pressures.